Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are here bright and early at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Actually, not quite as early as I'd like to be. It's about 7:40 in the morning, and we're about 20 minutes from park opening at Hollywood Studios. And we are here to attempt to get a boarding group for Rise of the Resistance. It's been almost close to 3 months, going on 3 months since Rise of the Resistance opened. And we're here to kind of, you know, get a feel for how it's progressed, how things have been managed over the last 3 months, and yeah, just kind of try and ride the attraction again, just to give you guys a little bit of an update. So hopefully we get a boarding group. Hopefully we get on inside. We're about 20 minutes until park opening, so I'm hopeful. And as you guys can see, a lot of other guests have the same idea. Everyone is making a mad dash to the front of the park. You have to have your ticket scanned and inside the park by 8 o'clock in order to get a boarding group. And even then, it's not guaranteed. It's kind of interesting. Everyone around here is like in the same boat, the same feeling. It's like, gotta rush, gotta go fast, gotta get inside the park at least by 8 o'clock. Most people are just kind of speed walking. A few joggers, but other than that, no one's being real crazy. I think we're okay. I don't think it's gonna take us, what is it, a little over 15 minutes to get into the park. Yeah, it's 7:44 right now, so I'm hopeful. You know, as I'm thinking about it, probably should have left my backpack in the car, gotten inside the park, gotten a boarding group, and then went back for my backpack. Now that I'm thinking about it, well, oh well, we're here now. We'll see. Now here's the next problem. We're in bag check line, and when it comes to bag check line, it's pretty much luck of the draw with the security officer that you get. You can have some security officers that take one quick look inside your bag and say, wham bam, thank you ma'am, you're good to go. Then you have other security officers, like I think the one is in front of me, who's really digging down deep inside the bags and looking through every single little thing. And some lines can go fast, other lines can't. So it's also something to keep in mind. All right, finally made it past security. It is 7:54 right now. We got 6 minutes to get from where I'm standing right now to the front entrance, at least get scanned in. It's a bit of a nail biter, guys, bit of a nail biter. We'll see. All right, we got in just after 8 o'clock, so we're gonna try for it. Find out more, join boarding group. Important, okay, join a boarding group, let's go. Come on. Recognize me, senpai. Oh my god. Come on. Oh my god. It's having problems. Join a boarding group. Come on. Something went wrong. Oh, this is it. This is it, guys. It's wow. Unbelievable. Just after 8 o'clock. And that's it. That's it. They're gone. Already. Just after 8 o'clock. That's it. Wow. Unbelievable. That is insane. It's already gone. Oh, that is so frustrating. Oh, that's heartbreaking. I got in just after 8. And it's already closed. Wow. That means all these people that are getting into the park right now, they're not gonna get in. There's no hope for them of riding Rise of the Resistance today. That is why I hate the boarding groups. 8:02, and the boarding groups are all gone. And already guests are furious. Guests are furious, and the guest relations cast members are out in full force, talking to guests, trying to calm them down. And unfortunately, there's absolutely nothing that they can do. You know, all the boarding groups were gone in less than a minute, and at 8:02, the sign was put out. That's insane. Unbelievable. Now, am I bummed that I didn't get a boarding group? Yeah, I'm pretty bummed, but at the same time, I've ridden this attraction before. I know what it's like. there are hundreds, if not thousands of other people here at the park who haven't ridden the attraction yet and are riding it for the very first time. So if I didn't get a boarding group, then someone more deserving got a boarding group, and that is totally okay with me. I know that I can always come back in the future and ride this attraction and try it again. Am I a fan of the boarding group system? Absolutely not. But that's what we're gonna have to deal with for the time being until the popularity of this ride tides over. And it's totally okay. It is totally okay. It's not a big deal for me. We have plenty of other things to do here at Hollywood Studios. Totally fine. And here's what's worse, is that Disney has been reducing the number of guaranteed boarding groups every single day. It's just been slowly on the decline. Like on the app, you only see that there are only 47 guaranteed boarding groups. On opening day, there were like upwards of 90. And it's just been slowly declining every single day as the days progress with this attraction. I know the other day, BioReconstruct on Twitter, I'll leave a link to his Twitter down in the description so you can check him out. He's been constantly following the Rise of the Resistance boarding groups, and the other day there were 57 guaranteed boarding groups, and now on the app now it's saying that only 47 guaranteed boarding groups. So it's kind of weird how things have been progressing with this attraction, and the fact that there are so many people who are not getting on really bothers me, because there's so many people, like all those people over there who are just now coming inside the park, not even 10 minutes after the park is open. They have zero chance of getting on Rise of the Resistance today, which is absolutely heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. And I feel for them. I honestly do. I honestly do feel for them. It's unfortunate. I don't understand why Disney has been reducing the number of guaranteed boarding groups. Maybe it's, my theory is I think it's to cover their ass. It's to cover their own asses, because when they have a set number of guaranteed boarding groups that are a high number, and God forbid the ride breaks down for an extended period of time, that's a lot of guest recovery that they have. At least with the backup boarding groups, it's not guaranteed, and guests will know that you're not guaranteed with these backup boarding groups. With the guaranteed boarding groups, you're almost guaranteed to ride the attraction that day if everything runs smoothly. And if something breaks down, Disney feels the need to do the guest recovery, give a day pass to come back, and a fast pass for the attraction, and it just opens up a whole nother can of worms. So that's my theory for the reduced number of guaranteed boarding groups. I know on opening day it was upwards in the 90s or the hundreds before they went into backup boarding groups, and it took a couple minutes before even the backup boarding groups were gone. So very interesting. Very unfortunate. That sucks. Not even 10 minutes after the park opened, and this is the line for guest services, guest relations at Hollywood Studios, of people who are extremely frustrated that they did not get a boarding group for Rise of the Resistance. This is interesting. So after talking to a gentleman that I was standing in line with trying to get inside the park, he was actually up here at guest relations talking to one of the cast members, trying to see what they can do, because he didn't get a boarding group as well. And the best that the guest relations could do for him was to offer him a fast pass for Slinky Dog Dash. So, I mean, I know it's not Rise of the Resistance, but Slinky Dog Dash is also a very popular attraction, so if that's something that you're interested in, and you didn't get a boarding group for Rise of the Resistance, and you want to join this lengthy line at guest relations to try and talk to someone about it, that is an option for you. Are you guaranteed to get something as a consolation? Not really, but it is what it is. Alrighty, enough with the Rise of the Resistance drama. We're done with that. We are actually here at Hollywood Studios for another purpose today. Rise of the Resistance was just kind of a bonus if we were able to get it. You know, I came into it not really knowing whether or not I was going to get a boarding pass or not, but, you know, we're here for another reason. Today, my friends, is actually the very first day that Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run is offering Fastpass for that attraction. Now, you have been able to walk through the Fastpass line for Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run if you had a Disability Access Service Pass or a DAS. For those of you with family members with disabilities, you are very familiar with that. But you were able to go through the Fastpass line with that. But today is the very first day that guests can use the Fastpass line legitimately through My Disney Experience and the Fastpass Plus system. So, on the very first day, weeks ago, I think it was January, early January that I saw on Facebook that Disney opened up fast passes for Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run. I went in there, got a fast pass for $11.55, and we're gonna ride Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run today at $11.55 through the fast pass line. That should be interesting. I am definitely curious to see how the addition of fast pass to Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run affects the overall wait time of the attraction, because it's not super often that you see it above between 60 to 80 minutes on a busy day. So we'll see. This is a Wednesday. We're gonna come in and we're gonna go check it out in the middle of the day and see exactly how the fast pass addition has affected Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run. We just found a second area for guest services. This is the guest experience team area right in front of the Chinese theater. They have these umbrellas set up that say guest experience team, and there are cast members there who are helping guests out with not being able to get a boarding group. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I see a lot of them writing stuff down on clipboards, but there is a bit of a lengthy line for the guest experience team coming right back around over here, and I'm sure it's going to extend further on down this way as the day progresses. Oh yeah, tempers are definitely flaring with some of these guests and the poor guest relations cast members. Like, I just walked by a guest relations cast member dealing with a guest that was fuming. Holy moly. I was told that I need to be here at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'll be guaranteed a boarding group. Sorry. Just because you're the first one through the turnstile doesn't actually guarantee you a boarding group. It's kind of luck of the draw here. And in my situation, the app didn't recognize in time that I was actually a guest in the park and I wasn't able to snag a boarding group. So anything like that can happen. And then after that, the app just straight up crashed. It just started crashing on me as I was trying to get a boarding group. And like that, they were gone. 8:30 in the morning on a Wednesday. And the Slinky Dog Dash standby line is all the way out here past Walt Disney Presents. 180 minutes. Just so you guys are aware, when you come to Hollywood Studios bright and early in the morning, especially for rope drop, there's only one way in and out of Toy Story Land, and that is through the main Toy Story Land entrance by the Chinese theater. You can't get into Toy Story Land by Galaxy's Edge this early in the morning. It eventually opens up later on in the day. Also, another thing I want to notice, another guest experience team line right in front of Toy Story Land. There are guest experience teams everywhere trying to assist in guest recovery. Holy cow. All these people that are coming out from backstage over here, following this person with the pole. That is the standby line for Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run, currently at 150 minutes. Good Lord. Wow. And it's kind of frustrating. I mean, there are plenty of cast members here saying that this is not an entrance to Galaxy's Edge, and you know, even beyond this point, further back that way, before you get inside Toy Story Land, they're saying that there is not an entrance to Galaxy's Edge this way. So if you're coming over here and you make it this far without realizing that this is not an entrance to Galaxy's Edge right now, you got to go all the way back around and go back around the Chinese theater, back by Star Tours, back into the opposite side of Galaxy's Edge. That is incredible. And I am dumbfounded that the Smugglers Run standby line is at a 150-minute wait right now. And they were sending guests through the backstage area, the bypass, to get here. Insane. All that excitement really has worked up an appetite. It's a good thing they serve breakfast here. Whew, I'm excited. Woody's lunchbox. You know, I got over here and I'm like, wow, that's quite a lengthy line. I'm gonna be waiting for a while. Woody's lunchbox available for mobile order. Alright, so for breakfast today, of course we gotta get the breakfast bowl. It's really good. And I'm actually gonna try the s'mores French toast sandwich. You can get the kids one and only get a single slice of a sandwich, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. There's no way I can eat the breakfast bowl and 2 slices of the entire sandwich, so we're just gonna get the kids one. It comes with 1 slice. Cutie's Mandarin, oh dear, it comes with more potato barrels. Oh boy, I'm probably not gonna have that. And milk. So I'll save the Mandarin for later, and I'll have some milk. Honestly, the most frustrating part about eating at Woody's lunchbox is like half the tables here are occupied by people who don't even have food yet. Like, everyone comes in, tells someone to grab a table while the rest of their party stands in the line to grab food, and meanwhile I'm standing here for 15 minutes waiting for a table, and people are here just chilling, not even eating. It's frustrating. I wish that there was a way for Disney to enforce, like, hey, you can't be sitting down if you don't have food. If you don't have food from Woody's Lunchbox, then beat it, you know? But anyways, it's not a big deal, not a big deal. Got the breakfast bowl, and I also have the kids s'mores sandwich. Super excited to try that. Haven't tried that yet. Probably not gonna eat that and save this for later. Got a little milk and some cups of ice water just in case I get thirsty after I finish that milk. I'm super excited. Let's dig in. All right, let's go ahead and give this s'mores sandwich a try. It looks ooey, looks gooey. Probably should have grabbed a napkin. Don't have any napkins. Oh my, this is something. That is delicious. I wish it was a little bit warm. I wish it was a little bit warmer. Didn't help that I was standing around for 15 minutes waiting for a table. So that didn't help at all. But still, really delicious. Really, really sweet. I'm glad I only have one slice, but that is good. Finished with our breakfast over at Woody's Lunchbox, and it's about 9:30 right now, and we can walk inside Galaxy's Edge freely from Toy Story Land. Just takes a little bit of patience, guys. A little bit of patience for everything. Unless you're trying to get a Rise of the Resistance Fastpass, then you gotta go fast. You gotta go right now. Didn't make it too far inside the land before we found the end of the line for Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run. Yeah, we literally just walked inside the land and bam, line's right there. Busy day at Galaxy's Edge. Standby wait time currently at 140 minutes. Just having a little chat with the poor cast member that is at the back of the line holding the sign, and they have been saying that the cast members at Millennium Falcons they've been dreading this day. Like, they knew this day was coming where Fastpass was going to come to the attraction because it was built with a Fastpass line. They are just not like emotionally and physically ready to deal with how long the standby line is going to be now that there is a Fastpass for Smugglers Run. Oh boy. Here's a look at the crowd levels at about 9:45 in the morning. Galaxy's Edge on a Wednesday. There's no such thing as an off season anymore, is there? No slow season whatsoever. I will say, however, despite the crowds being as crazy and as hectic as they are, I'm still super excited and super blessed to be at Disney and to be able to come whenever I want. I'm still super happy to be here. I love coming here. I don't get to come as often as I'd like to anymore because of my 2 jobs, but still super excited to be here. And, you know, yeah, it's pretty busy. Okay, so here's my next question. They're at boarding group 30 right now, and there were 46 initial boarding groups that were guaranteed. What happens when if today so far it looks like they're having a good day as far as operation is concerned? What happens if they run out of initial boarding groups and backup boarding groups? Does the line open up? Do more boarding passes become available? That's my next question. Because if there's still a chance to ride, if things operationally run super smooth, then it should, in theory, let more guests into the line and open up more boarding groups. That's just my theory. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so my question was answered. Went and I asked the cast member, and they said that once they get through everybody for the day with initial boarding groups and backup boarding groups, then that's it. That is their capacity that was set for the day. They can only let so many people on for that particular day. It changes day to day. And once all those boarding groups are gone, then that's it. They don't open it up for any more boarding groups because it's not fair for people who showed up early and didn't get a boarding group for people later on to go and get a boarding group afterwards once everything's done. It's just a whole nother can of worms. So very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. But still, operationally, they're having a good day. A lot of people are cycling through, people are excited, they're having a good time, and people are going to have a good time. They're going to experience the greatest attraction that Disney has ever created. And I'm super happy for them, super happy for them. It's interesting just sitting out here right outside the entrance to Rise of the Resistance and seeing all these cast members. I'm just here relaxing and just kind of eavesdropping in on some of the conversations that guests are having with some of these cast members. And, you know, the cast members, they do their best to try and make the best out of a bad situation. You know, many of these guests who are coming up to these cast members and asking them questions are frustrated about not having a boarding group and not being able to ride this attraction today. And especially with the boarding groups going as well as they are today, with operations running as smoothly as they are today, I would be, I'm actually kind of frustrated too with all these other guests because, they have their daily capacity limits, and the daily capacity limits keep dropping every single day. And so if they have the opportunity to accommodate more guests on this attraction, then why not? I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of other reasons that go into that decision, and I'm sure there's other maintenance issues and things like that go into it, but still, from the guest standpoint, it's very, very frustrating to not be able to ride this attraction when, especially at opening, there were so many initial boarding groups and so many more guests were able to join, and now, today, there's so much fewer guests, so many fewer guests. Proper English is fun. It's hard to believe how much fewer number of guests are being able to be accommodated on this attraction. Alrighty, just before our Smugglers Run Fast Pass starts, just about 11:30 or so right now. Actually, it is approximately 11:30. 115-minute wait for Smugglers Run, and you can see the end of the queue is on the opposite side of the Falcon right over there. And we have a bunch of standby queue right over here on the outside. Those cargo doors not open yet. The extended queue is not being utilized at this time. I don't think it was used at all today, to be completely honest with you. But when we walk inside, we will see exactly how long it takes us to go through the Fastpass queue. And it looks like the standby queue actually just dropped down to 105. 105, still pretty beefy. Alright, so less than 5 minutes until we meet Hondo. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Good luck to you all. You might need it. Today's flight takes you to the planet Corellia. Flight engineers, repair test. Lift your flashing buttons. You'd better be faster when we get into real trouble. Right, pilot? Push the flashing button to take off. Pilot on the left. Move your stick to fly right and left. I was just about to say that. Pilot on the right. Pull back on the stick to fly up. And push forward to fly down. Weapons are online. Left pilot, hit the boosters. Now let's move in that coaxium. Right pilot, make the jump to light speed. Yes, keep shooting. They've locked onto us. Take evasive action. There it is. After that plane. Flight engineers, fire the harpoons. Excellent. Now gunners, shoot the cargo free. Left pilot, brakes. Well, my friends, that could have been much worse. Okay, it's much worse. Yes, you got one. Excellent, my friends. Just as I promised, my friend. Now that the resistance has what they need, maybe a little something for Hondo. Pilots, line up behind the train so we can harpoon that last car. Gunners, shoot the train. Engineers, reel us closer. The cargo's breaking free. Keep shooting. Good job, my friend. Yes, yes, yes. We got the two action. I will grab it. You keep up to the train. Gunship. Oh, that's ridiculous. Things are getting too hot. We've got to get out of there. Yes, a distraction. Fire the missiles at the train. Hurry. Watch out. The Star Destroyer is collapsing. Left pilot, hit the boosters. Boost, boost, boost. We made it. I don't believe it, but we made it. Now, let's get out of here. Yes, Chewie will pilot us in remote. You retrieve 2 containers of coaxium. This will greatly help the resistance. You have heard the First Order and made Chewie proud.
Well, I mean, that could have been better. Yeah. The ship's a little sparky. So, overall, it took less than 5 minutes to get from the entrance of the attraction where I scanned all the way to the room where we talked to Hondo. Fantastic. Fantastic. It is unfortunate that it comes at the sacrifice of making the standby line a little bit longer, but at the same time though, more Fastpass options is always better to try and balance things out inside the park, especially with Hollywood Studios being a tiered Fastpass system like it is now. More options in that first primary tier of Fastpasses is always good. So I'm not complaining too much. Still, fantastic ride. All right, guys, well, that is gonna do it from us here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Very interesting day with all the Rise of the Resistance boarding pass drama we had earlier, to riding Rise of the Resistance, I wish, to riding Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run with a fast pass for the first time. It was a very interesting day, very interesting trip. We are gonna be heading on over to Epcot now. That is gonna be in a completely separate video. I'm super excited to head on over to Epcot because they have just opened the Regal Eagle Smokehouse over in the American Adventure Pavilion. Super excited to check that out. We are going to be leaving Disney's Hollywood Studios. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I'm going to be doing a separate video pretty much summarizing all in one video everything that happened today with the Rise of the Resistance boarding passes, and just give you a lowdown of the new rules for the Rise of the Resistance boarding groups, because a lot has changed from the last video that I made. Thank you guys again so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, leave a like down below, drop a comment, let me know what you guys thought of today's video. If you're new around here, subscribe, ring that bell, get notified whenever I upload a new video in the future. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.